I'll get this thing started here. Hey, welcome to the On Point Podcast. I'm your host here, Dr. Joe Blake. I've got some great final information here on how we're going to rise up together and make this thing a great place to be. How, as we rise together, financial literacy continues to grow and help us future-proof our financial picture. Going to begin today, sharing information about how we rise together. Last week we ended on a personal note where I was telling you a story about how we had neighborhood watch, and that neighborhood watch was one person. It was everyone, but just one person. You know how when it takes a village to raise a child, and sometimes when that occurs, that one child, your child, another child, grows up and becomes someone that helps out the whole community, and it's a good thing. Nowadays we don't have that in a lot of neighborhoods, and sometimes a child gets missed or left aside, and that family values is missing. So things, where it was in the past doesn't get, those lessons that we learned back there. It's a little different now. So sometimes those values that we had, if we were to use, could benefit us. So just something I just thought about, and what helped me as a kid that we work back to now. So I wanted to continue on, but the dates are just reminders, because they're talking about that their watch program that happened to me in 1980, 81 or so, when I was a teenager. No, that was less than that, like 15 or so. So that was like 78, 79. No, no, 13, 28. Oh, no, it's like 80, 80, something like that. All right. Here in 2021, there was an arts program uh, in a city where it helped artists and legal and other residents collaborate on their different programs. I was at an event today and I seen some crazy signs that well, not really crazy signs, but very artistic signs that people created, and all in favor, all in they had the King's protest, no King's protest. So I did my part. I participated. I had my own beliefs about what's happening, what's not happening, and so I went and did my part. But let me just kind of start off with sharing what I have coming for next year. Talking about irresistible offer, strategic insights for future proofing your financial outlook. Uh, and here is a five. It's a it's a very interesting, very intensive program, 4 week program. You got four main parts: financial foundation, career advancement, diversifying your income streams, a legacy model as well. So this is going to be beginning in January. You want to take part of this? I'm going to be teaching it in the Ministry Training Institute for my pastor, my friend, my mentor, Dr. Alfred Craig. I'm teaching it there, the school first. So I'm giving it to the body of Christ, and then uh, more cost effective to get it through the business school. But I'm going to teach it there first. So that'll be a great chance to get more insight through the business, through the Minister Training Institute. But same program. But when I do it here, it's premium. All right. So here's what I'm talking about. The art program, this one city, it was in LA, but the mural project. Sometimes you walk around, you drive around Goodyear, you'll see different paintings on a wall. It looks like graffiti, but that painting on the wall has a picture. And you get some of the artists that are out there, and you'll see some of the things that they've created. And that type of graphic and arts brings people together because there's self-expression in those items, and because people get to express themselves through their art, it actually gives that artist an opportunity to take the thoughts and ideas they have and bring it forward. Not very, it doesn't take a lot of out of pocket for that young individual that's starting artist to be able to share their thoughts, and because they have a chance to share their information, it helps get them out there, helps get their information going, and because of that, it's just a wonderful chance for them to share. Now, this next topic we're going to talk about here is about strategies for building a stronger community. Strategy for building a stronger community. So these are some key approaches to creating a stronger community. And you see it has a White House there. Now, today is, like I mentioned, it has a lot of, it's talked about the No Kings protest. And everyone has their own thoughts, theories about what's happening in our country. And I wanted to share a little small video, just real quick, what I experienced today. And I normally don't share anything that's like political, but I wanted to be able to share a brief video on what my sights or what I saw today. So give me a moment here. I could share. What I experienced today. Let's see here. Is it showing? we were on the corner there. There was 822 people sharing their thoughts, sharing their feelings about having no king, uh, 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 at, having no king run the country. And sometimes you don't, you wouldn't think that we'd be in a place like as we are in our country. And so it was peaceful. We were out sharing. I had our signs there. And normally I've never done anything. I never get involved in situations like that. I never show up. Again, it's just because it's really not in my nature. But I felt it was important that I did my part to uh, express myself because seeing how the military is being used, uh, how the military is being pushed around. So in my mind, pushed around. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't like the military being used as they are because we are supposed to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And anytime the military has been bullied around like that, in my opinion, is disrespectful. You get all the generals coming in from all over the world, and they're all sitting in a room, and you can tell they're all uncomfortable. They're all there. Didn't say a peep. You got 800 four-star generals, and then you got the top leaders there, and they all can't hear. You don't hear a peep out of them. They're there because they're high level, highly disciplined folks, and they're just sitting there. And then that no reaction because they're all together. They're all in one accord. So how do you strategies for building a stronger community? Now, when you do that, you're together. All right, how do you build that strong community, that strongness? Well, you got to be able to foster open communication, encourage transparency, transparency, and dialogue. And you say, "Oh, if you leave, you're fired." That's fear. You enticing fear in people that they can't communicate, they can't say anything because if they do say something, cut them off in the knees. That's not going to help. Encourage participation. So if you want feedback and participation because you know where your people are, you know where they at, know what they're feeling, and they'll let you know. Um, they'll let you know what's up. They'll let you know where they are, and then you can get dialogue that way. Want to have an inclusive space, inclusive to what's going on, so they can where your people are, how they feel about it. Then you can help them grow along and go along with your plan. Uh, and then it's not I win. If I win, you lose. You don't have a cooperative environment. But if I win, you lose. You lose. No, it's gotta be win-win. Win-win makes it all happen. You gotta have a collaborative projects and everything. But if I'm always pushing you down, if I'm always pushing people down, what happens to me? You pushing them down, you're going down along with them. Doesn't work out. You win for a while. You win for a while because you pushing them down, but eventually you'll go down right along with them. And you'll like I said, you'll win for a while, you'll be on top for a while, but eventually you'll fall and crash too. It doesn't work out. Long term doesn't work out. Doesn't work out. History is already as always. History is always played out and shared. Is like that. It just happens, and you would see. You can read about it uh, in all the history annals. Guys that are off chain, off kilter. They go down this road of being high and mighty, and they get to this point, and it still doesn't work out. Still doesn't work out. I want to take over the world. Hitler, gone. Napoleon, same thing. Those guys that always want to be at the top and they push everybody down, running their country that way. It doesn't work. They'll live it. They'll be in charge for a while, and then in the end, it just tears them apart. All right, so Strategies for building that stronger community. Again, foster communication, encourage participation, create an inclusive space, promote collaboration, and have sustained engagement. When you're doing that, everybody's moving and participating in the same spot, works out. The other thing about overcoming challenges and working together, you got to have that, it's like 30, 50, 75. So 30% communities that collaborate, you this decrease crime crime rates over a 2 year, more than a 2 year period. Crime crime decreases. Now, uh, you focus on crime, it goes up. But I'm not a criminal, so I don't commit crime, so I don't know. I don't really. Uh, that probably works. I don't have to worry about that because I'm not a crook. I ain't trying to break. I ain't trying to rob nobody or nothing like that. So it probably worked. But if you're a crook, yeah, you know it would work. So I don't know. Yeah, you're a crook, yeah, it works. So I ain't a crook, so I don't have to worry about that. 50% of individuals involved in community support programs experience mental health outcomes. Yeah, that I know. I like helping people. Man, that's me right there. When I'm out there helping folks, I feel good. It helps with the outcome. You're helping others help themselves. You're helping. That's how you win. How do you win? Help. How do you win? How do you help? How do you? It's in the word how. How do you win? Help others win. That's how. And that 50% right there, your health outcomes, your mental health outcomes, they work. They work. You stay peaceful by helping others. When you help other people, oh wait, feels good. That's what pastors are pastors. They help others. God helps. God sees that, and they do well. Now, if you're a pastor and you're not helping folks, you know that gets you off kilter too. So, but 50%, you're doing well. All right. Now the other side of that, let's see here, 75%. When you feel greater sense of belonging and purpose, when you belong to a group, like the 800 and 822 folks that were on a corner, it was a stretch of road, really. But I call it being on the corner. Kind of reminded me of being in the city and growing up in Baltimore. Now, back then, because it was the early 80s, 81, 80, being on the corner wasn't a good thing back then because they sold drugs on the corner. You didn't hang out on the corner with the cops show up. Where you going? Man, I'm just chilling. You know, good thing my mom was on me. I never did an illegal drug in my life, so I didn't do it because I knew what drugs were. I knew who sold the drugs. Stayed away from them cats. But the main reason I didn't do drugs because of my mama didn't want to hurt my mama. Mama was coming at me. Didn't do them. But I felt safe because I wasn't part of that group in this inner city. I felt safe because I didn't have to be a part of that group. But when you belong to a group that's better for you, belong to a group with sense of belonging and purpose. The Air Force, that was my group. The Air Force, I belonged there. That's where I was. I was 12 years, 10 months, 11 days, 13 years. I belonged there. That was where I was. That's what I did. And that was where I was part of that group. The past 30 years, I've been an investment advisor. That's my group. That's where I'm supposed to be. I've been teaching at the community at a college now for the past 12 years. That's where I'm supposed to be. When you have that sense of belonging and you know it in your heart, that's where you need to be. And it helps to be a part of a community that's providing assistance and help for others. All right. So the 30, 50, 75, that statistically, that helps your collectiveness, your agreement to being with a group, being with a society, that helps to grow. And all of it builds a good mixture for your financial health. When you're feeling good, when you're giving to others, your financial health benefits from that because your thinking is strong. Your your knowledge and wisdom and understanding that you're gaining by helping others is strong. It's not about me, it's about we. How are we going to get there together? It's a we thing. You're not trying to ride over top of another country. You're not trying to ride over top of another individual. It's how can we make this world a better place for us to live? How can we do this? Not how can me do this? How can we do this? We doing this together make this a better place for us to live. We as a team, we as a nation. That's how it gets done. So you overcome all of those challenges. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. How can we rise up together as a community through these shared struggles? And all those 800 folks that was hanging out on the corner with me, you know, we were on this corner together. We're on this corner together and just hanging without signs. Anybody driving by, blowing the horns, and just just sharing with us, supporting us, and it felt good. Felt good. We even had one opposition car come by. The truck guys, which is cool. They had that right too. Had that sign hanging out their car. I'm like, look at that, man. This is a free country. It's a free country. You want a free country. You don't want a country that somebody's dictating you, telling you what you can't do. No, man, free country. Everybody has their right to share to say what they feel, and that's cool. But if you have a king that's dictator, negative Ghost Rider, we are not down for that. We're not down for that. So that's how I feel. I'm not, like I said, I normally don't express political views or nothing like that because that's just not my style. But today is just one of those days that I felt it inside that I need to express that because financially it's not beneficial for one way or the other. You gotta have the yin and yang, yin and the yang. You gotta have the right, right and left. You gotta have both ways, man, because you can't have it one way all the time and expect to succeed that way. You gotta have both sides of the playing field. All right, so rising up together through the struggles, you got to embrace the struggles and communities and harness unity and foster resilience. The picture on the left, that is me and my friend Junebug, way back. Man, that has to be in the late 70s. We were probably 13 or 14. But see all the houses in the background? They're boarded up. That was my environment. Growing up as a young teen in Baltimore, those homes are boarded up, and you see that it's a bunch of them, and that's the neighborhood. And that was the area that we grew up in, how the homes look. And then on the right, that's the newer neighborhood in Baltimore. See, the homes look nice. They look better. You see the cars are newer. And the other car over there, you see that's old jalopy. But taking care of the neighborhood, taking care of the area where you are, it gets better. So when you share, embrace the struggles of your community, you harness your collective strength, you go from an area that looks like where we grew up at to an area where it's at. And back then, man, I was skinny, man. I had no weight. My belly was nice and flat. My belly's not nice and flat. Now it's kind of a little chunky. Vandis ain't that skinny either. A little chunky. But time changes, So it's wonderful to be able to look back at photographs like that and look how you are now. Me and Vandis, I've known him since I was in sixth grade. We play on play games on the internet now with one another still. So all that to say, rising up together as a community strengthens us through the shared struggles that we go through. Strengthens us through the shared struggle. All right. So with that now, just want to remind you that please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the channel. You can download the Actionable Money app. The Actionable Money app gives you information about what we shared specifically with Actionable Money. Uh, and you can also follow. I got podcasts. I have links to my newsletter and also the blog posts and everything as well. So be able to do that. Also, you can. Wait here, download that. That's a link to my second book, Financial Building Financial Literacy Legacy. The first is Building Financial Literacy. Literacy lasts a lifetime. Legacy lasts for generations. So you want to download that one and be able to listen to that. This book has links at the end of each chapter. Each chapter is summarized. So you can get the summary of each chapter in the video. And the first QR code in the book gives you my precious metal series. So it tells you about the gold, sapphire, and the emerald edition of the books that I've created. And so you know the full background of what God has given me in this trilogy book series that I've created. Ooh, okay. So with that, I want to remind you that we'll be here next week, and I have a guest speaker that's going to be here on November 1st. We're going to be talking about financial behavior and emotional intelligence. He's a specialist with the emotional behavior when it comes to finance. So you definitely want to be here for that meeting on November 1st. It's going to be great insight with Dr. Carla. So you want to be there for that. Again, I want to thank you for being here. I hope you learned some great information about rising up together and from shared struggles in a community. And we look forward to seeing you here again next week. Same bad channel, same bad time. And I hope you learned some good information. Again, it's Dr. Joe Blake with the On Point Podcast, reminding you to stay tuned, stay informed, and stay on point.